Good morning, one and all.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good. Able to see the screen, right? Okay, till
Yes, sir.
yesterday's session, we were discussing about the system requirement for installation or to take, and what are the prerequisites for this particular course, and what are the different okay, what is the definition and abbreviation of SAP? We saw, right? And why it's named as an SAP, and what is the place in across the globe SAP revenue part, and as well as German wise. So we saw those things in yesterday's session, and today we will see few more. So we saw who were the founders of SAP. Okay, and we saw what are the different ERPs in SAP in ERP market. We are going to discuss what is SAP. So here again, I'm just going with this. In the year 1972, as I said, that they have started this particular SAP organization, SAP company. Okay, in 1972, they have given a name called SAP, in the sense System Analysis and Program Development. SAPD, the prior name. Okay, the first name. In the year 1972, they named it as an SAPD, System Analysis and Program Development. The first name of SAP was SAPD. There was only one client. As I said, that this client was also not their direct client. That was their IBM client, Imperial Chemical Industries. The first client of SAPD was Imperial Chemical Client. So this particular client project, as I said earlier also, this particular client project was also taken by IBM in the year 1965. In the year 1965, and these five gentlemen, whatever I have named, clear, those people were working on this particular project. And this particular project, what is the project they have given is payroll project, payroll and accounting project, clear. So due to some reasons in the year 1970-71, IBM withdrawn to work on this particular project. Okay, so 5 years they have spent a lot of time, these five people. So what they decided is they want to quit the organization, IBM organization, and they have taken this particular project on their own. Okay, so what was why they have shown, in the sense, earlier before 1970-72, okay, they used to store the data in punching cards. It's nothing but it's a kind of manual storage. Clear. So as IBM used to do it, okay, they started storing it locally in the electronic systems. So this is the first time in computer era they came up with storing the data in local electronic devices like your floppy disk, compact disk, clear, hard disk. So this is the first existing for disk, what we call compact disk, and those came into existence. First invention was floppy disk. Hope you heard about it. After that, it is developed to compact disk. Like that, every time now we are into different types of disks, clear, hard disk or whatever it is, right? Electronic system, while using common logical database for all activities of the organization. Clear. So everything used to store a complete data. Earlier they used to store in separate files, separate punching machines manually, but here they used to store everything in one particular database as per their electronic device to electronic system storage space. Okay, so therefore they called, means whenever they want to retrieve something, whatever data they have inputted, if they want to retrieve something, okay, so they need not to search manually here and there, so they can search immediately, they used to get it. So that's the reason they call their software as a real-time system. They call it as a real-time in the sense, what is Indian population? If I ask the Google now, then I'll get accurate information. Then that is considered as an real time. If I say what is my bank balance in Google GPay or whatever net banking, then I'll get the accurate information. Then that accurate information, we call it as a real time. What do you mean by real time? Real time is nothing but accurate. Okay. And therefore they called their software as a real time software or real time system. Okay. The first software in the year 1972, they came up with R1. R1. R stands for real time. Okay. 1 stands for one tier or one layer or one server. Okay. This particular R is nothing but real time in R. 1 is nothing but one tier, we call it as a tier, or one server, or okay, one layer. And after that, there are many difficulties in R1. They came up with another version called R2. In the year 1979 and 80, they came up with R2 version. What is an R2? R2 is nothing but R again, same, no changes. 2-tier version. 2 stands for 2-tier. I'll explain these three also. What is R1, R2, and R3? R3 is nothing but stands for R is nothing but same real time, and 3 stands for 3-tier system. 3-tier system, 3 server system, or 3-layer system. Clear? So they came up with, they have given name as an SAPD, the first name. Okay, and instead of why they came up with, instead of storing punch cards mechanically or manually, they came up with storing the data in local electronic systems. So this is a big achievement. This is a very big achievement. Okay, and they have given different names for their software. In the year 1970 to 80, they call it as an R1. And after that, they call it as an R2 from 1980 to 90. And from 90 onwards, 91, 92 onwards, they have given another name called R3. What is R1, R2, R3? We will discuss. Okay. So here, single tier, SAP R1, single tier means stand-alone system. Okay. This is in the year 1972, they came up with R1. Okay. In the early 80s, they have released R2. Okay. It is a mainframe architecture, and keeping in mind its multinational customers. Okay. Multinational customers, SAP designs SAP R2 to handle different languages and different currencies. Okay. So I'll go with this thing. See, normally what happens? 1-tier architecture. What do you mean by 1-tier architecture in the sense? See, 3 layers will be there in any system. 3 layers will be there in any system. One is, for example, your presentation layer. What do you mean by presentation layer? Presentation layer is nothing but from where you will input. Okay. You are expecting some information. So from where you will input, that could be your keyboard, that could be anything. So, okay. And after that, there is one more layer called application layer. That is nothing but your RAM memory. Temporary storage memory. So here, whatever input we give, so in application layer, it will process. Okay. It will check whether whatever user is expecting, whether it is available in the RAM memory or not. If it is available, it will give you from here to here itself directly. Okay. But if this is a temporary storage, it is having a less memory. RAM is having a temporary storage. Okay. As soon as you shut it down the system, whatever memory will be there in the RAM, that will be flushed out. Okay. And what RAM will do? RAM will process and it will check the permanent database layer. That is nothing but your hard disk. Okay. Whenever user inputs, expect some information, then first it will go to application layer. Application layer is nothing but your RAM memory. Okay. And it will search here. It will process here. If it is not found in RAM, then it will go to database layer. That is nothing but your hard disk. Clear? And here it will process. It will check whether whatever user expecting that data is available or not. If it is there, then this particular database will retrieve by RAM again, and it will process, and then next it will show in presentation layer. Presentation layer, nothing but where we are presenting. That is nothing but your monitor or your screen. Okay. That is called a presentation layer. R1 means R1 is nothing but, as I said, that real time one. One is nothing but one tier. One tier in the sense all the layers, all the servers, right? All the tiers are at one place. You can see here. One tier in the sense your presentation layer is at same place, application layer is at one place, same place, and database layer is also one place. Clear? All are at one place. But if I want some information, then I need to go to this particular place. I need to give the input from here. Then it will process in application layer and it will check in database layer. Then next it will give you on your presentation layer. So this is R1. So in the year 1970 to 80, clear, if I want to purchase, these systems are very huge, very, very huge, this particular system. Understood? These particular systems are very huge because all the servers are at one place. All the servers are at one place. Clear? And it was more and more expensive in the year 1970 to 80, whether you heard about it or earlier, the computers were very, very, very expensive and it required a huge space. It required mandatory AC. Without AC, it won't work. Clear? So this is called R1 system. For example, see database layer. For example, you have your laptop at your home. You don't have an internet. Correct? And your presentation layer is nothing but your monitor, correct? And your application layer is nothing but your RAM in your laptop, and your database layer is your hard disk in your system. And for example, you have stored some resume in your hard disk, correct? And I'm in different place and you are in different place, right? Same example I'm taking. So if I want to view your resume, and you don't have any internet facility, nor I don't have any internet facility. So I want to do some modifications in your resume. So how can I do it? What is the possibility?
It's not possible because you are at a different place.
Yeah, that's what possibility. If I can travel to your place, if it is feasible for me to travel, then I need to come to your place and I need to switch it on your laptop and I can change over there, correct? That is the only one feasibility.
Or transferring through USB,
Yes.
you know.
No possibility is there. We can't do it because it's a huge data, for example. Or if I want to do USB also, I need to collect, right? I need to come and collect that USB, right? Got my point?
Yes.
Yep.
Right? So in that particular 1972, there is no internet kind of thing or something. So we need to come and we need to see. For example, earlier, again, I'm telling you, in the year 1980s, before 1980s, if I want to view my bank balance, if I want to go and view my bank balance. So nowadays we have what we call net banking and all those stuff. Correct? No ATMs at that particular point of time. So what we used to do, we need to go to the bank and we need to give the passbook and they will check the whatever clerk or accountant and they will give you the print or whatever it is and they will update you what is the balance. Why you can't? Because your whatever data of yours was there in the bank database and application layer was with the bank and the presentation layers were also with the bank. So to view your account balance, then you have to go to the bank and you need to check there. But clear, you can't check by sitting at your home, what you're doing right now, what we are doing right now. So this layer, we call it as an R1. So there are majority difficulties. There are major difficulties. One is network issues. We need to travel to get the information. So in the year 1980, in the year 1980s, they came up with one more concept called R2 concept. R2 concept. Clear? What they have done, the computer architecture, and not only SAP architecture, it is entire computer architecture is now like this. Not now, earlier in the year 1980s. So what they did is, we know that how many layers we have, how many tiers we have. How many tiers? Don't forget this. Presentation layer.
One tier. Yeah.
3 layers, right? But all are at one place. So that's the reason we are calling it as in one tier. Okay. So we have a presentation layer or presentation server, right? Or presentation tier, application layer or application server, and database layer. All are at one place. So that's the reason they used to call it as a one tier architecture. Again, I'm reiterating, it's not only SAP architecture, it is across the globe. Entire system architecture was like this. Okay. So again, they came up with the concept called R2, 2-tier. R2, R is nothing but real-time information. But we have 2-tier. What they did is, in the 2-tier, they have separated presentation layer. They have separated presentation layer with application layer and the database layer. What they have done, they have separated the presentation layers with application layer and the database layer. You can view here. Clear? So what they have done, they have separated the presentation layer. That is nothing but your output devices. They have some input and output devices. They have separated from your database layer and as well as an application layer. So here they have connected with LAN, local area network. They have connected a network called local area network. Understood? Whatever presentation layers are there that were connected to database layer and application layer through a network called local area network. Probably earlier we used to see.
It is in the same place, then place is the same or place is also
we
different?
have different places. There are 2 types of networks they have introduced at that particular point of time. One is LAN, that is local area network. Local area network, and they have come with MAN. Metro area network. What do you mean by local? Which is in the same place. Okay, but area different places. Okay. So here, see what is the other disadvantage with 1-tier architecture, in the sense, for example, if I want to buy one monitor in 1-tier architecture, if I want to buy one monitor, one output device, or one presentation layer, then we won't use to get separately. We need to buy everything completely. We need to buy presentation layer, application layer, and database layer, because these were not separated. Understood? If I want to buy only monitor, then I need to buy this application layer and the database layer. That was the challenge. Understood? This is because as I said, that it is very expensive, right? It occupies huge space, right? AC is a mandatory thing, right? And if I want to buy any one, I want to buy hard disk, then I need to buy all these 2. If I want to buy RAM, then I need to buy all this. That was the issue. So what that it is, so here I can connect here within this, I can connect one monitor to application layer and database layer. If I want to connect one more monitor, one more screen, then I need to buy everything again. If I want to buy one more monitor, if I want to connect one more monitor, then I need to buy everything again. Clear? So here, when it comes to 2-tier, what there it is, as I said, that they came up, they have separated what we call presentation layer from application layer to database layer. They have separated, and they
Sir,
have
where is that?
connected with a network called either local area network, which means in one place, and either metro area network, metro area network in different places. Okay, so with this, if I want to buy monitor, okay, then I can buy only monitor, and I can connect this monitor, this presentation layer, to application and database layer through local area network or a metro network. So what is happening here? So this is perfect because we can buy directly monitors, whatever required. So we can connect 10, 12, 13 monitors or 15 monitors or 20 presentation layers to this application layer and database layer, where earlier we used to do in internet cafes. Clear?
Sir, my question is, where is my question? Sorry, sir. My
Yeah.
question is, where is the application layer in this structure?
So this is above a database layer. Here I have not mentioned. I'll show you that also. See, this is in the database layer only. This is the database, nothing but your database server, and you can view here application layer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so I have designed in different ways. Okay, so here application layer will be in between here in this only. Okay, so but we can connect a number of presentation layers to your application layer and database layer. So, but here the problem is what is the disadvantage with this in the sense? Okay, so here when we connect each monitor, for example, 10 presentation layers we have connected to one database layer and application layer. So here they came up with one architecture called client server concept. So here, what do you mean by clients here? Clients are nothing but your presentation layers from where we are inputting and from where we want to view the output. So those are nothing but client. So here this is called client 1, client 2, and client 3, client 4, client 5, client 10, like that. Okay. And these are nothing but database layers, application layer. So here there was a time sharing ratio. For example, 3 clients are connected to one application and database layer. So here what it will do, here from client 1 requested for some information. Okay, and client 2 also requested some information, and client 3 also requested for some information. To process the request of client 1, it may take 20 minutes time. 20 minutes processing time. For example, whatever information the client 1 requested, that for example, roughly it is taking 20 minutes of processing time to get the output on client 1. So 20 minutes I said. So for that 20 minutes, the client 2 and client 3 need to sit idle. It will show it as a server as a buffering. So once after 20 minutes, the information was received by client 1. And after that, client 2, whatever information he requested, the client 2 has requested, that minimum it is taking process of 15 minutes. Okay. Whereas client 3 request, it will take only 1 minute. Whatever information he asked, it required only 1 minute. But here the client 3 need to wait for the process of client 1 of 20 minutes and client 2 15 minutes. Okay, 35 minutes, and 36th minute the client used to get their required output. Okay, this is called a time sharing ratio. So there is a lag of time in this particular concept. Even though we are getting a real-time information, but the time used to take much because of traffic, because they need to get from one server. They need to get data from one server because all are sending at same time, but because there is a time sharing ratio, So first priority will be given to client 1, second priority will be given to client 2 if they are expecting the same, and it will given to client 3. And what is the other disadvantage? Here, for example, if server get crashed, then no data will be provided to these clients. No data will be provided to these clients. Clear? If any network, for example, they will be connected to a cable, right? If any problem in the cable, right, again, there is an issue. Clear? So that is a disadvantage with two-tier architecture. That is a disadvantage with the two-tier. Okay, even though we are at different locations, right? We are at different locations, but we can get the information, but it will take a lot of time. For example, earlier they used to, universities used to provide their results in nowadays also they're providing the results in server only. But earlier, because of this client server concept, it used to take, after declaration of result also, it used to take to upload in the server, it used to take 3 to 4 hours time. And after that also, if you check, then it used to show another 2 to 3 hours, it used to show it as a server busy. Clear?
Sir,
Any
there's one
questions?
question.
Yes.
Yeah. Question is, like you said, it is connected by LAN and MAN, right? So
See,
both were the wires by which they used to connect each other.
yes, both were wired. Both were
So,
wired.
like,
Like
even
what?
if you're at distance, they have to connect it through the wires in far places.
Correct. MAN
Okay.
also local. This is nothing but within the what we call LAN is nothing but within a room or something within the situated place. MAN is
Within the
nothing
room,
but it
something,
can
yeah.
be transformed from anywhere. But even though that is connected with the cables itself.
The only difference is MAN has a higher range, LAN has shorter range, right?
Sorry.
Difference is basically MAN is having a higher range of transfer data, and LAN is
Correct.
having a shorter range of right.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions in between these two? 1-tier and 2-tier architecture? Yes, no.
No, all
No,
good, sir,
sir.
all good.
Because people will have this challenge. People won't understand what is R1, R2, and R3 part. That's the reason I'm telling you.
Okay.
Try to understand what is R1, what is R2, the architecture. Next one, we have R3. Okay, R3 architecture. So what they have done in R3 architecture, in the sense, they have separated 3 layers separately. They have separated application server, application layer from database layer, and presentation layer. They have separated application layer from database layer and presentation layer. Okay, application layer is more powerful. For example, if you can see in your mobile phone, whether either you are using Android version or iOS version. Okay, in both the versions, we have one application layer. What is that? In Android version, we have Play Store. And when it comes to iOS, we have an App Store. So whatever you want, something you want is to download, some app you want to download. So what you will do, you will open that App Store or Play Store and you will search in that. So that is there in your mobile only. But what it will do, what is the functionality it will do? It will go wherever, for example, WhatsApp will have a separate server. Clear? Whatever LinkedIn, it is having a own server. Like that, what it will do as per your RAM capacity, as per your network capacity, whenever you want to download some WhatsApp or a Facebook Messenger or any other widget, okay, what you will do, you will type in that. So your application, whatever, Play Store or App Store, those are nothing but your application layers. What it will do, it will check. If you ask for WhatsApp, it will go to the WhatsApp database immediately and it will search for you and it will download in your mobile phone. And same time, if you are asking for any other widget or any Facebook installation, then it will go to the Facebook database and it will check there and it will download in your mobile phone. Clear? So those two, whatever we are calling App Store or Play Store, those are nothing but the application layers itself. Even though that app is there in your system, but that will be stored in a different place. So application layer is having a capacity to receive any number of inputs, any number, 1,000 million instructions per second it can give you, it can take, and same time it can give you millions of instructions per second as an output. High capability will be there. This application server will receive the data from any number of clients, any number of users across the globe, and it will check the different database servers and it will process and immediately it will give to presentation layer. Understood? So here it is nothing but your RAM is separated. Your RAM is separated. Application layer is at one place. Your clients are at different place and database layer is at different place. So whenever they input, client input something, so there is no time sharing. It is clear. So it is what we call, the clients are not having any time sharing ratio with application layer. Directly all the three can connect at a time to this application layer. They can input whatever information they want. Application layer immediately, as I said, that it will take million instructions per second. Million instructions per seconds. Okay. What do you mean by million instructions per second? I'll tell you. So it is capable to take any number of inputs from across the globe, and it can search and it will give the output in the same speed. But again, it depends upon your RAM speed and your hard disk capacity. Understood? So here there is no time sharing ratio.
In tier 2, they, sorry.
Yeah.
In tier 2, they can't process all together.
I didn't get you.
What I mean is, like here you say they can take million instructions, right?
Correct.
So what about tier 2? They can't take instructions all together. It has to be one by one.
Again, yeah. Here also they can take instructions, million instructions. But what happens? It can receive from only one client, not all the client at a time.
Okay.
Understood? It is also does the same functionality. But what is the restriction here is, at a time, it can take instructions per one client. And after that, another client. And after that, another client. Because here the application layer, database layer at one place. Hope you got my point.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. So here, when it comes to here, 3-tier, it is separated. I'll show you once again. See here, like this. Database layer at one place, applications layer at one place, presentation layers are at one place. So whenever the presentation layer, okay, whenever they want, they will give you any number of systems can access the application layer, they can give it, and immediately application layer will check in the database and it will give the output to the required clients. Clear? Now, for example, you are also checking your bank balance through net bank, and I am also checking my bank balance in the net banking. So you are also having a same bank account and I am also having a same bank account. But we can get your requirement. You search Google Pay or Phone Pay or whatever net banking you are searching, and I am also searching. We can get within fraction of seconds. We need not to wait. So first you will get it and after that I'll get it. No, not like that. Your whatever information you given and I have given, the application layer will receive immediately and it will check the database and it will give the output immediately, both the clients or any number of clients. Clear? Any questions? So that is called a 3-tier configuration. Nowadays, whatever architecture we are having, that is nothing but 3-tier architecture. Means internet should be there. Network should be there. This is called WAN, wide area network. Clear? Any questions?
No, sir.
So they came up with a concept called wide area network here. Okay, this is about 3-tier configuration, right? And here again, see here, as I said, that the client server technology. So across the globe, what this is SAP technology. So as I said that there are different application layers, right? As per the country, SAP has provided according to different applications, India, China, Japan, US, clear. And whatever Indian clients are there that can access Indian server, okay, Indian application layer, and same time Japan server is separate, and this is separate, and this is separate. And what SAP has done is, so now earlier, before 2000 or in between, sorry, 2005, SAP used to have only one database. That earlier they used to maintain their database in Japan. So in the year 2005 or 2006, I'm not exactly known. So there was a natural calamity was taken place in Japan. So because of that, the entire data was got crashed. Clear? So the clients are not able to access across the globe the data of SAP server or any other third-party server. As I said that earlier, they used to maintain the database, third-party databases. So, okay. So they realized, SAP has realized, okay. Then in the year 2007 or 2008, what they did is, they used to maintain one server in one particular country, and they used to maintain one backup server in another country. One backup server in another country. Clear? One server in one particular, for example, they want to maintain a server in Singapore. Okay, main server, and backup server in US. So what happens if anything happens in this particular server? So they can retrieve. So the interface will happen every 24 hours. Clear? And because of that, if anything happens with this main server, then they can retrieve the data. They can retrieve the data from backup server. Clear? Any questions here?
No, all okay, sir. All okay.
Application layers, clients, clear, main server, and duplicate or whatever it is, backup server. Okay, so this could be any database, that could be a SQL database, or that could be anything, Oracle database or anything. Understood? Any questions here?
All good, sir.
Yeah. So here, when it comes to again, so R1, R2, R3, the concepts are clear, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is, again, I'm coming with this, the versions, different SAP versions and history. So here, SAP R1. R1, again, I told you, like, what is the disadvantage with the R1 system? So, but in R1, in the year 1972, whatever version SAP has released, okay, in the year 1972, that is this is not a popular version. What they have done, as I said, that they have developed only payroll and accounting. Okay, this is one-tier architecture. And it is developed in one language, one currency. It used to support only for one language, one currency, and one country. Clear? So whatever software they have developed, that used to work for only one language. As I said that it's a German product. Okay. So it used to support only German language and used to support German euro and used to support only German country. Means this software, whoever wants to use this particular software, they need to relate it to German. They need to use the German language in their organization. They need to use only the currency, only no import and exports. Clear, only they need to do local trading. Then only this particular software will be useful. And this is restricted to only one particular country, that to Germany. That's it. So that's the reason it is not that much popular one. So what is the other disadvantage of R1? As I said that it's a single tier. Okay. And it was used to support only one language, one currency, and one country. That's it. Okay. It was not a multinational software. It was not a global software. Clear? It is a local software only for German. Okay. But in the year 1970, you can call it as they have started development in 1979, but they completed in 1981-82. So that is called R2, mainframes. What do you mean by mainframes? Client server concept. Client server concept. You know that. What is separated from a three layers in R2? What is separated out of 3 layers? Which layer is
Application.
Sorry?
Application.
Not application. Presentation layer is separated. Presentation layer is separated. Database layer and application layer are at one place. Only the database or presentation layer was separated.
Okay,
Don't
yeah,
get
yeah.
confused.
In
Clear?
tier 2 or tier 2?
It's a
Okay.
2-tier, right? R2. In a 2-tier architecture, only the presentation layer, that is nothing but client, are separated from your database layer and application layer. Clear?
Yes.
Right? And but they came up with in R2 version, they came up with whatever disadvantage was there. Right? They came up with 2-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture. Okay. And they came up with multi-languages, multiple currencies, and global software. Okay. So whatever disadvantage was there, 1-tier architecture. Okay. Whatever, one language, one currency, one country, they came up with R2. They have separated presentation layer with database layer and application layer, and they made it as a 2-tier architecture. And they have developed with, it used to support multiple languages. It used to support multiple currencies, and it became a global software. It used to support any country across the globe. So that is R2. Understood? Okay.
How will they connect with multiple countries?
Multiple countries through, as I said, that same thing, multiple currencies in the sense, again, I'm telling you, it
No,
used to connect, same.
country. Like,
Sorry?
how do they connect with in multiple countries? How
The
is it
basic
possible?
wide area network concept came into the picture in R2 environment itself, but it not got spread much. Hope you got. See, the basic
Yes.
concept, yeah, here we got it with the LAN man, and the basic functionality of WAN is also came into picture in R2 version itself. But it was not that popular because there was a lot of connection issues, connectivity issues, and lot. And again, this software is also not that popular because they were using only this is used to support only payroll and accounting part. They are declared that it is a global software. Clear? SAP AG has declared it as a global software, but across the globe, Only German people used to do it. In the Germany, if any other companies are there, then they used to do it within the Germany. Clear? Okay, but the wide area network concept was introduced in R2 version itself, but it was not that popular. There was a lot of issues, networking issues, connectivity issues, server issues, and all those stuff. So that's the reason it was not popular in R2 environment also. But they have taken an additional thing. Prior to that, no any other software used to give this kind of functionality, multi-languages, multi-currencies, global, this thing. The first SAP came up with these functionalities, these features. Got it? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now they came up with R3. So what is R3? See, they came up with R3 in the year 1992. The first version of R3 was Enterprise Edition. Enterprise Edition, that is 4.08. 4.08. The first R3 edition was 4. You know what is R3 now? Clear? It's came up with same multiple languages, multiple currencies, and application layer is separated from your database layer, and where wide area network was completely introduced. But here R3 Enterprise Edition, in the sense, earlier they were restricted only for payroll and accounting department only. So in R3 first edition, 4.08 edition, they used to support finance, they used to support CO, they used to support material, what called HR department, like that. Only few department it used to support in the year 1992. Clear? Only few, hardly 10 or maximum 10 departments it used to support. Clear? And in the year 2004, the most popularity was taken of R3. Okay, that is nothing but the R3 was not changed. R3 was not changed. They came up with a concept called ECC, what we are calling now ECC 6, ECC 7. So they came up with ECC, nothing but ERP Central Component. ERP Central Component version 5, from 4.08 to 5 version. Clear? 4.08 to 5 version in the year June 2004. You need not to remember all those stuff. Okay, so what is the thing, in the sense, they came up with 36 different modules. Means it used to support 36 different departments, 36 different applications in the year 2006. So this was most popular version, and it was completely changed ERP era. Clear? Any questions? Any questions?
No, sir, all good, all good,
Yeah.
all good.
So till here, and again, there was an issue here. Again, what was the thing, in the sense, integration was not that successful in this particular, even though they have provided 36 different modules, but each module used to work independently. There was no interrelation. There was no interlinking. So clients came up with a lot of complaints that we are not able to generate our finance report with HR department, and we are not able to generate any HR related reports in finance. We are not able to integrate both the reports. So if there is no integration, then absolutely waste. If you can give 36 modules or 60 modules, it's absolutely waste. Correct? So then they came up in the year 2005, a package called Enhancement Package of ECC 6. What is this enhancement package? Enhancement package is nothing but 100% integration from one module to another module, one department to another department in the year 2005. Okay, so this is again here SAP overtook all the other ERPs, all the competitors in the year 2005. Clear? So here, and they used to maintain the database, as I said, that SAP application is related to SAP AG, but whatever databases they are using, they don't have, SAP didn't have its own database. Clear? They have same thing, Oracle, right? Microsoft, Windows, DBase, SQL. They need to depend on third-party databases. Now you understood what is ECC, central component, and enhancement package. Enhancement package is nothing but next version, next features will be added in enhancement packages. Okay. So here the whatever version we are using now, SAP, the latest version, SAP EHP 7. EHP 7, this is nothing but tax module, tax version has been released, automatic tax version has been released in SAP EHP 7. If you have a version called SAP 6, ECC 6 with EHP 7, enhancement package 7 is nothing but the latest version on third-party databases, which is having a tax module in the year 2013. Okay. So here SAP came up. So till 2013, before 2013, SAP was tenant for third-party databases. So however, any software don't want to rely on any, Oracle was the competitor. Windows, Microsoft was the competitor for SAP. Because Microsoft Dynamics is also one ERP. Oracle Financials is also one ERP, right? So here SAP doesn't want to depend on third-party databases. So in the year 2013 August, they came up with their own database called HANA database. HANA database. Okay. And whenever they have created out of 36 different modules, okay, the first module migrated to HANA database was FICO module. FICO module is migrated from third-party database to HANA database. Okay, first module. And apart from that, other 34 different modules were there, right? They were still dependent on, till 2014, they were using third-party databases only. The first module, FICO module, whatever module we are doing, so that module is developed to work on HANA database. So that is the reason we call it as an FICO S4 HANA. What do you mean by FICO S4 HANA? So we know that what is FICO, we know HANA. HANA is the database. What is S4? S4 is nothing but, normally we call it as an suit, nothing but suitable. Whatever software is, application is developed FICO, it is suitable for HANA database. So we can work this FICO module on HANA database, right? Here S stands for suitable, suits, for. F for is not, for is nothing but we call it as an F for, or it is till R3, we used to call it as a third generation. And here 4 stands for fourth generation. FICO suits fourth generation HANA database. Understood what is S4 stands for? Suit for HANA or suit fourth generation HANA database. And this FICO, we used to call it as an, at that particular point of time, we used to call it as an simple finance. Simple. First module, which is migrated from third-party database to HANA database. So that is known as S4 HANA, which is suit for HANA database. And we used to call this FICO module as a simple finance. And after, in the year 2015, other 34 modules are migrated from third-party databases based to HANA database. And those modules are known as a logistics modules. Logistics module means now all the 36 modules are divided into two different. One is simple finance, another one is logistics finance module and logistics module. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So this is about. So we will discuss in tomorrow sessions in what is different versions. Clear? How, why they need to migrate, why we can't use from 2013, why we can't migrate. And already I said that, can we install this S4 HANA database in our systems? Okay. So that we will discuss in tomorrow's session. But it's a mandatory to know what you are, what version, why it is known as an EHP, enhancement package, central component, clear R1, R2, R3, and HANA versions, different HANA versions and all those stuff. Okay. Yes, no. Good to go. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's good. 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 Yeah.
We will stop here itself for today and we'll continue tomorrow morning, the next.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye.